All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott, so glad you're able to join us today. And we have a number of interesting topics today, starting with education. And look who's with me. This is Lori Morton with the State Center Consortium, which I think of education more than business, but there is a business tie here, correct?
Yes, we're gonna get to that. State Center Consortium is actually a grant-funded organization, and we receive funding from the Community College Chancellor's Office. We're underneath the umbrella of State Center Community College District.
Okay.
But what we do really is collaborate with K-12 school districts, our partners at the Community College District, and higher education institutions to support teachers, administrators, counselors, and students in career technical education programs. Now, career technical education, which is more commonly known as CTE. CTE helps train students to be prepared for a variety of different industry areas. So one of the objectives of some of the grants that we have is to try to build partnerships with local business and industry representatives in our community,
Well,
so
that's
that
always
we can.
important, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what we've done is we have brought some of our partners together, and we are hosting a conference on February 4th, next month, at the Clovis Veterans Memorial District building. And what we're doing is we're trying to encourage any local businesses that want to get involved in some of these educational programs. Like we have a variety of CTE programs across our area, like welding, automotive, business classes, everything from culinary to health careers. And so we are encouraging businesses to attend the conference so they can learn how they can partner and hopefully help bridge the gap between what business and industry needs and how we're training our students for the workforce. So that's one of the goals of the conference. We're having an excellent main keynote speaker that morning, Michael Bizdak. He's coming out from Johnson & Johnson.
Not bad, huh? Johnson & Johnson.
Not bad. And Johnson & Johnson, about 20 years ago, developed a program they call Bridge to Employment. And basically what they're doing is placing students, high school and community college students, in positions, internships and mentoring positions at these different various Johnson & Johnson health companies that they have across the nation. And so he's going to come and share how they developed that program and how it's been successful and how it's impacted the lives of students all over the United States. So we're excited to hear from him. And what we're also doing is, like I said, it's a great opportunity to learn about the different opportunities businesses have to tie in with career technical education. One of those being the new Employer and Education Engagement Network. And that is a network that's being established by the consortium through some of our grants because of these partnerships that are beginning to be established. And so what we're trying to do is encourage them to join the network so that we can help connect them with educational programs that are relevant to their industry. So if there is a manufacturing company that is interested in having some students come and intern at their facility because they may need to hire someone in the next couple of years, it would benefit not only the business but the students and everyone involved, really. So that's what we're trying to do, is help bridge industry to education and benefit all those involved. So those are some of the things we're doing at the conference. And like I said, we're trying to encourage educational leaders, but also definitely the businesses to be there so we can.
You mentioned the gentleman from Johnson & Johnson
Yes.
who's going to be here. Does Johnson & Johnson have any plants or anything here in the valley that you know
Not in the
of?
valley,
No?
unfortunately. I think there's a couple in the Bay Area and one or two down south, but there's not a Bridge to Employment program here in the Central Valley, and that's why we're trying to help facilitate that network of business and educational partnerships here. So it wouldn't be exactly like what they're doing, and of course, their program is very specific to the health career field because that's what Johnson & Johnson specializes in. Our network here is not specific to any one industry area. The state of California has segmented the industry sectors into 15 areas. And so the Department of Ed where health, science, and medical technology is one of those industry sectors. But there are many, many of those. And of course, healthcare is a huge industry here in our valley, as well as manufacturing and agriculture. Those are huge areas where we need students to be well trained, and we want to encourage those businesses to communicate with our educational programs so that we're making sure we're addressing their needs and training students appropriately. So.
Gotcha. All right, I see you have a second speaker.
I do. So it's a half-day conference. We're starting in the morning with Mr. Bizdak from Johnson & Johnson. We have a couple breakout sessions on all kinds of things like career technical education today, what that looks like, since it's changed over the years.
Okay.
Some legislation and information regarding CTE, how to partner, and then what we're going to do at the end of the conference is a lunch, and we're going to have a keynote speaker at lunch, and that is Chris Rosander, who is a local guy who credits his successes in the aeronautics industry to being involved in career technical education. And so he was recently inducted into the International Space Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And
And he was from Fresno.
And he's from Fresno. And so he's now the International Program Manager for the Raise and Administrative Committee, but he's had a lot of jobs along the way, worked with NASA and the White House for many years, and has a lot of great experiences to show for it. But he credits his involvement in career tech ed to spurring his interests and making him want to go into that career field. So we're excited to have him come in and talk again to the businesses and the educators about how important it is to offer these types of programs to students.
I'm guessing he probably still has family ties here. And
I think so. As a matter of fact, his brother, Brett Rosander, is a teacher over at CART, the Center for Advanced Research and Technology in Clovis. And he teaches marketing out there. And so they're obviously a family of CTE. So
yeah. Now, CART is a pretty amazing operation. Do you guys partner with them on a lot of things?
CART is one of our partners.
It is?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Their principal, Rick, is part of our advisory committee, and our advisory committee for the consortium is made up of, like I said, very many different K-12 districts. We have, I think, 17 high school districts, or K-12 districts represented, and among those districts, over 20 high schools represented. And then we have several higher education partners in our community college district, as well as community organizations like Junior Achievement, the Fresno Chamber of Commerce. And then I'm also actively involved in the Fresno Compact and the Chamber's Business and Education Committee. So I try to make sure that we are continuously building those relationships and linking into those other organizations. So we're doing what we need to do to stay on top of things and connect the dots. So.
All right. Run through all the information again on the conference you have coming up.
So the conference for building business and educational partnerships is going to be Tuesday, February 4th at the Clovis Veterans Memorial District building, which is downtown Clovis area. And there is a small registration fee, $45, but that covers your breakfast, lunch, and all kinds of great information. And we encourage you to go to our website at www.statecenter.com to get the information and register if you'd like to be there and you'd like to learn more about career technical education and how you can, as a business, be involved in these programs and hopefully provide some work-based learning experiences for students. So
beyond this conference, anything else coming up later in the year?
What we're hoping is that this conference will be a launching pad for that E3 network I was talking about, the Employer and Educator Engagement Network. And what we're hoping is that after attending the conference, that we'll have some newly motivated businesses to want to participate, and through that network, start making these connections, start actually placing students in some internships or job shadowing, and helping just kind of grow some of those partnerships locally. So that's really what we're trying to do thus far. But we encourage everyone watching to visit our website and stay up to date. We have a lot of events going on that really center around the grant funding that we get, professional development for teachers and things like that. But we're always trying to continue to make these connections. And maybe next year we will have another conference. I don't know. February is CTE month. It's National CTE month in February. So it tied in perfectly. But what we're hoping is that we can continue this collaboration. For sure.
Excellent. So. All right, Lori Morton, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much
you
for
being
having
here
me.
today.
Okay.
Lori Morton from the State Center Consortium. And again, the big conference she's been talking about coming up Tuesday, February the 4th in Clovis. And we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
If you've got something to say and you'd like a place to say it, check out CentralValleyTalk.com. We are interviewing for new talk show hosts at this time. If you'd like to advertise on CentralValleyTalk.com, go to our website and it'll tell you what to do. CentralValleyTalk.com.
The hunt to quench your thirst is on. Ecolo Blue is a revolutionary atmospheric water generator, producing water straight from the air, up to 8 gallons a day at 20 cents per gallon with no additional hookup required. Ecolo Blue is the clear champion of the water solution revolution. To health, to purity, to the pursuit. Ecolo Blue.
Hi, Stan Gross of Horn Photo. Are you looking for a camera that takes better pictures than your phone? Why not give Horn Photo a shot? We can show you fantastic cameras from Nikon, Canon, Sony, and GoPro. Your time is valuable, so before you buy from Costco, Best Buy, or the internet, come see us. We've got great prices and deals, super knowledgeable staff, and we've been selling cameras in Fresno for 76 years. We're in the Villaggio at Blackstone and Nees, or go to hornphoto.com, Fresno's Camera Center.
Own it all at Onacar, Fresno.
Ag is a vital part of the economy here in the Central Valley. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And if you're in the ag industry, you've probably given thought to solar. Whether you run a dairy, orchard, farm, or ranch, at Bland Solar, we can custom design a system that's perfect for your business. The fact is that in this economy, replacing high-cost utility power with solar power is a great way to improve your bottom line. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
So why switch to Dish?
With Dish, you get more options, you get more value, you get more channels. With Dish, you get more.
And now you get more for less. Save up to $872 in just your first year with our best deal ever. With promotional prices starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months.
We've gotten better quality, better customer service.
And now you can even get HD channels free for life.
We are Dish customers for life. We love Dish.
This is our best deal ever. Call now to switch to Dish.
For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6758, or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com. 5 years away of life.
And welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. And let's talk business. Let's talk about business in the city of Clovis. And joining me right now is the Community and Economic Development Director for the city of Clovis, Tina Sudler. Tina, good afternoon.
Hi, nice to see you.
Very nice to see you too. And you have a whole bunch of things coming up that we're going to talk about in the city of Clovis this year. But first of all, I have to tell everybody what you told me during the break. We love to close the streets in Clovis. Yeah. You guys, every weekend it seems like there's the farmer's market or something's going on.
Yeah, quite a few years ago, shortly after I first came here, Sunset
Where'd you
Magazine.
come from?
I came from Oregon.
Oregon?
Yeah, about 25 years ago.
You left Oregon for?
I did. And Sunset Magazine named Clovis as one of the most festive cities in the West.
Festive.
And yes, and that was before we had a lot of the events that we have now. So yeah, we have a lot going on.
Fresno didn't win that one?
Yeah. So, a couple of things I wanted to talk about with you today. One is that we are launching our events calendar for 2014. And like you said, we have something going on, almost every week in Clovis.
Let's start with what's coming up soon.
Yeah, well, we're starting in February with our Martin Luther King breakfast celebration, and it is just a great way to start the year.
Wait a minute, nothing in January?
Yes, January, Martin Luther King Day.
Oh,
in January.
You said February. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, January 18th.
18th.
As a matter
of
fact, yeah. So
coming up soon.
It's the Saturday before the Martin Luther King holiday. It's a great event. It's very inspirational. They always have a real inspirational speaker, and it's a very, very nice event.
Breakfast?
To start the year. It's a breakfast.
Where do you have it?
At the Clovis Memorial, or at the Veterans Memorial Building.
Right there on 5th?
Hughes and 5th, yes. Yep. Okay. Yeah, same place as your previous presenter was having her event. So
it's a popular place.
But then through the year it just ranges from we have marathon and half marathon races. We have a whole variety of concerts that run from the different bands that come out to the farmers market, to the the Rock the Mall, that all
Sierra
summer
Vista Mall,
long
yeah.
we've got free concerts at the mall, to the jazz festival. So there's all kinds of music events. We have farmers market all summer long, May
Friday
through
night, yeah.
September, big Friday night, excellent event, free event. Bring the family out and enjoy the entertainment and the shopping. But we also have expanded the farmers market to a weekly, regular Saturday morning market. That is
So Friday night and Saturday?
Yes, and the Saturday market is all year long. So
Okay.
even now, we're having the Saturday market, and it is held just south of, on Pulaski, just south of 5th Street, so right there in Old Town. It's
Like
where
one
the,
block, 2 blocks? Some.
It's about a half a block south.
block.
It's where the old DMV used to be
I
located.
know where that was,
Yeah, a lot
yeah.
of people know that. So so you can come on out to this little this littler. It's much smaller, but it's a regular weekly market that we're having. Lots of antiques and collectibles. People come from far and wide to Old
yeah.
Town for the antiques and collectibles. Lots of opportunities throughout the year for that. So we have a lot of stuff going on, and I would just encourage folks to go to visitclovis.com. Is the website. We have a calendar, tons of things to do, and come to Clovis, come and see what's up, enjoy all the free activities, and come and be festive with us. So
It's one of the most festive cities.
it is. We're a festive city. What can I say?
So is the whole year on that calendar
It
already?
is,
and
yeah.
Showing.
We do, at the beginning of the year, we, actually on this coming Monday night, we go to council with all of the street closures for the whole year. So
They have to approve them?
They do, yeah, on an annual basis. So we put together a full calendar of all of the events that we're going to have for the year. And during the year, a lot of times we have people that come in and say, hey, I wanted to do a car show or something like that. And so we do special event approval for those. But the big events, the events that happen on an annual basis, we like to put a
Big Hat Days.
Yeah, Big Hat Days, rodeo parade, children's light parade over the holidays. All of those things that are just annual traditions in Clovis. We like to just get on the calendar and get approved so that everybody knows what's up. This year, the rodeo is celebrating their 100th
Big one.
anniversary. This is going to be a big one. So if you haven't been to the rodeo, now's the time to come to the rodeo and see it, because it's going to be bigger and better than ever this year.
Have they announced yet who the entertainment's going to be for
They
the 100th?
haven't, no.
I bet it's going to be somebody big.
I think so, and I think that they may add some additional entertainment.
Wow.
They're still putting together the details of that, but they'll be doing a big publicity push as we get into the closer to April. But April's going to be a big month this year with the 100th anniversary celebration.
Rodeo's
So,
always well attended, and
It is.
all
yeah.
the cowboys that come say it's one of the best rodeos they go to.
Yeah. People love the Clovis Rodeo. We have folks that come from out of the country. They hear about the Clovis Rodeo, and they come to Clovis from out of the United States.
Pretty amazing.
Just to see the rodeo. So yeah, so everybody loves the rodeo, and it'll be big this year.
All right,
So-
before we run out of time,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have some business assistance workshops coming up, 3 of them.
I do. One of my responsibilities with the city is to really assist the business community and just do whatever we can to help them to be successful. So whether that is getting information to them, guiding them, where they need to go, getting government out of their way, just kind of whatever needs to happen so that they can be the most successful that they can possibly be. And so there's a few issues that we know that are really kind of a stumbling block for businesses. And so we've got a series of workshops that are going to take place in February that are intended to really help the business community just grow and be prosperous. I mean, that's really what we want.
Are these free workshops?
They are
or-
free workshops,
Hey.
and free workshops. And folks can get information about that by just emailing me at tinaS@cityofclovis.com, and I'll be happy to send out the information. We will be having a workshop on ADA compliance. ADA issues are huge. You know,
Sure.
making businesses handicap accessible, and we've had a series of lawsuits in the city of Clovis. Not just in the city of Clovis,
Every
but,
city,
but
yeah.
valley-wide,
Yeah.
and it can be devastating for the business. So we're having a workshop where we'll talk about what ADA law is and some real practical ways of how businesses can make their businesses compliant so that they don't run the risk of being sued.
Some of the other topics you're going to cover?
We're going to cover Business Finance 101. So if businesses need capital for expansion, for a line of credit, we're going to have a specialist there that will talk
That's
about
good.
business financing. And then the third one is the Energy Watch program to help businesses find out how can they make their businesses more energy efficient so that they can save money in their energy costs by making their businesses more energy efficient, you know, kind of on the front side rather than spending that money on their
You guys are really
on their
looking out for the
utility
businesses.
costs. So yeah, it's going to be February is going to be a great month to really get out there and give folks the information that they need to be successful.
Do you know, is Clovis doing one of those tax-free days again this year?
You know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, we
That's a
usually
great thing
it's,
you
it's a
do.
really fun.
You can
it's
buy
a really
anything in
fun
Clovis and not pay sales
event.
tax that day.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we'll see. You know, we usually come up with, you know, like some kind of a business appreciation event in the fall. And so we'll be talking about what that might look like this year.
All right, real good.
So,
All right, Tina Sumner from the City of Clovis, thank you so much for coming in today.
thank you for having me.
Nice meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
And I didn't know that Clovis was one of the most festive cities.
Yeah.
But
There you
now
go.
I do.
Now you know.
All right. And we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
This segment's brought to you by Tioga Sequoia Brewery. Central Valley Talk is fueled by Tioga Sequoia Brewery in downtown Fresno.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
Hey, my name is Chris DeVold, and I am host of one of CentralValleyTalk.com's hottest new shows, Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, where we sit around for an hour and read the Bible. No, we don't. You think with a name like Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, that's what we're doing? No. We sit around, we talk about lewd topics, we drink beer, and I vow to bring you one local live musician every friggin' week. You can count on that. So grab your best friend, come to the studio or watch from home, and get ready to blush every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold.
This just in. Tower District houses are selling for as little as $300 per month. If you have a job and decent credit, you can own your own home. If you can come up with a down payment, you can own a home a lot cheaper than you can rent, and your payment will never go up. Also, you could deduct most of your house payment from your income taxes. If you'd like to lock in your monthly house payment at $300 to $500 per month for the next 30 years, call Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758. Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758.
Own it all at Car Fresno.
I'm the owner and CEO of Central Valley Talk. We produce live programs that broadcast 24 hours per day on the internet website, CentralValleyTalk.com. If you like local talk radio, you'll love CentralValleyTalk.com.
Ag is a vital part of the economy here in the Central Valley. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And if you're in the ag industry, you've probably given thought to solar. Whether you run a dairy, orchard, farm, or ranch, at Bland Solar, we can custom design a system that's perfect for your business. The fact is that in this economy, replacing high-cost utility power with solar power is a great way to improve your bottom line. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And we are back talking business on CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott, and we are joined by a couple of guys who work for Dish Satellite. They're independent contractors, actually. And I like the local connection, which we'll get into here in a minute. But this is David and Miguel. Good afternoon, guys.
How's it going?
Yeah, you were just saying that a lot of people, when they have a problem with Dish, they can't get through on the phone. If they dealt with you guys, they can reach you locally.
That's correct. For as long as they're a customer with Dish Network, they can reach us. They can call us directly. We can take care of any of their issues, upgrades. If they move from one location to another, we can also take care of that free of charge and nothing to the customer. So that's one of the great
benefits.
Benefits. There you go. Yeah, benefits of being locally here. People can actually deal with us because a lot of people don't realize that there is no Dish Network in the West Coast as far as yeah, there is no Dish Network hub. I believe there might be a small one in like Ripon or Sacramento, but it's really small. Other than that, it's just local providers like ourselves. You know, so that's one of the benefits to working with us here locally. We take care of everybody in Clovis, Fresno, and pretty much valley wide. To Los Banos, as far as Bakersfield, Yosemite, Mariposa, it's a broad spectrum that we cover.
It is so frustrating when you call that 800 number and it says option 1, option 7, hold, your call is important, and you want to kill them. You guys I can get right through to.
Correct. It's when they call us, we're actually real people. There's no automated phone system.
They're real people.
Yeah, we're real people with flowing blood. You can actually contact and talk to us.
Okay, so if I called you today and needed an installation, could you do it today?
Yes.
Really?
Definitely, yeah.
I don't have to schedule like a month down the road.
No, we see that's another benefit to dealing with local companies as well. We can actually customize our schedule to fit yours. If you're available right now, we can do the install right now. If you're available within the next few hours, we can do it within the next few hours. Tomorrow, you know what I mean? It's really customer oriented business that we offer here. So we're accessible to the customer at their convenience.
You're telling me that if you say you'll be there at 2, you'll be there at 2?
No, we'll be there at 1:45. We'll be there at 1:45.
You guarantee?
Yes.
And if you're not?
And if we're not, then we'll be there at 1:50.
Yeah, but you know sometimes you get tied up on an installation. There's things you can't avoid. But for the most part, you really try to stick to that schedule.
To our schedule, yeah. And regardless, even if we're late, maybe like let's say we don't get there at 2, we get there at 2:15, 2:30, we'll always see a customer that day. So the customer will never be pushed back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we will always make sure that a customer gets properly set up.
Okay. How many channels does Dish have now? Any idea?
There's roughly more than 300 to 400 channels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. We have a package for everybody's TV viewing experience, and we also have a package for everybody's budget.
Yeah. One thing I like about Dish is that there are additional fees. There's not that many additional fees. Like you can get a 2-room setup, $19.99 per month.
It's not bad.
$19.99.
Yeah.
And
now is that for like just the basic channels?
It's you get the basic channels, which is all the local channels that you already get anyways if you don't have any service. Plus, you get roughly about 70 other cable channels, which include major networks like Nickelodeon, Fox. You get Fox News and
for $20 a month.
Yeah,
for 2 rooms.
2 rooms. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good deal.
It's like a family.
It's a family
package that they put together specifically for families on a budget, you know, or someone who doesn't watch TV that much.
They want it for their kids and stuff. So,
But then you can, if you want to, add more channels, add the HBO.
And that's a really cool thing with Dish Network, because with any other service provider, anytime you want to upgrade your system, there's either a credit check or there's a fee to raise your package. With Dish Network, they're very lenient. They have you can upgrade anytime, downgrade anytime at no charge. There's no fees involved. No new contracts, none of that stuff. It's real straightforward and it's customer oriented. There's a lot of leniency in it involved.
Tell everybody about when you have somebody coming to your house to install this stuff, you want to make sure that they're Safe to let in. Well, number one, that they're home, yeah, but I mean, you make sure all your guys are on the up and up.
That's correct. Yeah. Well, for the most part, we have 2 technicians. I myself am one of them, and you cannot be a retailer without passing a background check, drug tests, and all that. Because Dish Network holds very high standards on that part because we are in customers' homes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we always make sure that all of there's 2 technicians, me and somebody else, and the same process goes for everybody. You know what I mean?
Do you carry some kind of ID with
We
you
do.
that you present to the folks?
That's correct. Yeah, we always have badges with our tech number, with Dish Network, with our license number.
Right.
Okay.
And you're not offended if somebody asks to see that.
No,
right?
definitely not. Because I mean, if I was in their shoes, I would do the same
Sure.
thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I would do the exact same thing. So yeah, that's part of the process. So we're insured. You know, we're an actual legitimate business. It's not like we're just some rinky-dink company, I guess.
No rinky-dink here. No. All right. When you get to a house or a condo or an apartment, sometimes do you have to drill through the walls sometimes?
On occasion, it really depends. Dish Network standards say that we can only use a specific type of cable, which is a thicker cable, because in older homes they don't have. It's called an RG59 cable. It's real thin. Those were really meant for over-the-air antenna, kind of before. You know what I mean? And now. Our system is power passive, meaning that there is a small amount. There's 12 volts of electricity that go through the actual cable itself when the receiver's plugged in.
Really?
Yeah, to power up to bring the signal in. So that cable needs to be up to code. And all homes, I think 1991 or 92 and up, are built with that new cable. It's an RG6 cable. It's a thicker cable with heavier insulation. And if you don't have that, then we replace that at no charge. You know what I mean? We always make sure that the customer is set up properly the right way, so there's no issues. And we always check with the customer. We don't just go drilling through walls and cutting holes. You know what I mean? We always make sure that it's okay with the customer first. You know?
The cable through the window.
Yeah.
Now, do you need that bigger cable too because of the internet connection that you guys can now provide?
Yeah. It's that same cable is the one that runs the internet as well. Yeah. So it's two, for example, if they wanted the internet and then the TV, it's 2 separate cables. It doesn't go through.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it doesn't go through the same one. So we would run 2 separate, but it's the same type of cable.
Gotcha.
That's correct. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Give everybody the information about how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, just go ahead and call 559-473-3335. You can ask her David. That's my name, or Miguel. And if you guys want if you want information, or if you have Dish already and you have a question, any questions you have, just give us a call, and we're very informative. We know a lot about our industry.
Are you on Facebook, or do you have a website?
Yeah,
we are on Facebook.
Yeah, it's Alliance Marketing.
Alliance Marketing.
At Facebook.
Okay.
And then our website is www.amc.getdish.com.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Best
Thank
of
you
luck
for
to
having us.
All right, and we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
This segment's brought to you by Tioga Sequoia Brewery. Central Valley Talk is fueled by Tioga Sequoia Brewery in downtown Fresno.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
Hey, my name is Chris DeVold, and I am host of one of CentralValleyTalk.com's hottest new shows, Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, where we sit around for an hour and read the Bible. No, we don't. You think with a name like Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, that's what we're doing? No. We sit around, we talk about lewd topics, we drink beer, and I vow to bring you one local live musician every friggin' week. You can count on that. So grab your best friend, come to the studio or watch from home, and get ready to blush every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold.
This just in. Tower District houses are selling for as little as $300 per month. If you have a job and decent credit, you can own your own home. If you can come up with a down payment, you can own a home a lot cheaper than you can rent, and your payment will never go up. Also, you could deduct most of your house payment from your income taxes. If you'd like to lock in your monthly house payment at $300 to $500 per month for the next 30 years, call Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758. Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758.
Own it all at Own a Car Fresno.
I'm the owner and CEO of Central Valley Talk. We produce live programs that broadcast 24 hours per day on the internet website, centralvalleytalk.com. If you like local talk radio, you'll love centralvalleytalk.com.
Ag is a vital part of the economy here in the Central Valley. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And if you're in the ag industry, you've probably given thought to solar. Whether you run a dairy, orchard, farm, or ranch, at Bland Solar, we can custom design a system that's perfect for your business. The fact is that in this economy, replacing high-cost utility power with solar power is a great way to improve your bottom line. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
We'll go over it. All right, welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com, and let's talk business. Let's talk pizza business right now. Yum. Can you see this? Our friends from Pacifica Pizza are here, and let me open that up and show you. Oh, yeah. Billy's over there, mouth watering. And that just came out of the oven, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, this is Fabian Cajano from Pacifica Pizza here in the Tower District.
Yes.
Nice
444
to see you
East
today.
Olive. Yeah.
444 Olive and what would be the?
Palm and Olive.
Palm and Olive. There you go. Palm and Olive. Well, you've been in that location for quite a while now.
Yes. My wife and I purchased it August of 06, and it's been going for 14 strong years.
Wow. I was going to say it was there before that.
Yes,
Before you bought it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what made you want to get into the pizza biz?
Well, I've been in the food business my whole life, and I used to work for one of the largest food purveyors in town, and basically I just always liked it. And
You wanted to be your own boss.
I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Yes, thank you for helping.
So all the things you could pick, why pizza?
It was
So many
actually one of my
franchise opportunities.
customers.
Really?
One of my customers, and he was a good friend of mine. And we started talking one day, and we moved forward, and here we are.
He said, "I'm thinking about selling the place."
Yeah,
and
definitely. And
Wow.
and we liked it, and it's been great.
Now, I know some pizza companies, they like send you off to school to learn, well, not only how to make the pizza right, but how to run the business and things. Did you have to go through that?
Well, it's funny. I took quite a few courses at Fresno State, and
They have pizza courses?
They do
I
actually
knew they had
have
a
baking
wine
and so
program,
forth.
but-
They have wine program. They have a little of everything, and pizza.
No, you mean
definitely-
business classes you took, right?
Yes. But there was actually some baking courses that we did take.
Really?
Yeah. When we first moved into Pacifica Pizza, my wife and I, we did a little tinkering, and as a lot of my customers can attest, that things are a little different, and they
Well,
love
now
it.
that's interesting because I thought when you were connected with a big company like Pacifica that you had to use their recipes, but you're saying you've tinkered with yours a little bit?
Yes, they allow for a
Really?
little bit of that, which is
For,
nice.
like, regional
which is nice.
and-
Exactly. Because, for example, it originated up in Benicia, and the taste is a little different.
Are they a West Coast? Well, Pacifica,
West Coast,
obviously,
yes,
yeah.
definitely. And down here, it's people like a little bit more kick. They have different
Yes.
different tastes.
Yeah.
Different tastes.
You can never put too many jalapenos on a pizza for me.
Exactly.
So give me an idea, what were some of the recipes that you tweaked? Or can you say?
I can't tell you that.
He'd
Come
have to
on,
kill
Mike.
us. All right, let me ask you this. What's the top? I'm guessing pepperoni is probably the top seller, but no?
For most pizza shops, it might be, but since
not
we
at
are
Pacifica.
we are reasonably priced. A single topping pizza right now is $9.99. We have the unlimited topping, which is for $1 more.
Go for the unlimited.
It's
Yeah.
reasonable. I
Yeah.
mean, you can get up to 18 toppings.
What?
Yes, 18 toppings.
Got Chuck's attention.
And lots of people, they'll want the everything pizza, and that's all 18 toppings. Tell me of another place that can do that for you.
Well, I'm going to put you to the test now. Can you name all 18?
Oh boy! Can I call my wife right now? I don't know if I could do that.
Olives.
Yeah, pepperoni.
Onions. No, it doesn't seem like 18 ingredients would fit.
Personally, I'm a 4-topping guy, and that's it. Pepperoni, mushrooms, olives, and artichokes. That's my pizza. That's my pizza.
That sounds
but
good.
some people, they want a little extra, and we have no problem giving it to them.
Yeah. Now, the pizza you brought today is half vegetarian, right?
Half veggie, and
just
also,
vegetables.
Half Bulldog Supreme, and that's the Bulldog Special. That's our top seller. That's why I brought it up.
What's on the Bulldog Supreme?
Has the pepperoni, salami, Canadian bacon, mushrooms, onions, olives, bell peppers, ground beef, and sausage.
Yeah. Now, I asked you, because I have friends who can only eat gluten-free, if you had a gluten-free pizza, and you said it's very hard to make a gluten-free pizza.
Well, you can purchase the crust that's already pre-made. We're not into that.
You make your pizza
We make
dough
everything
fresh, right?
from scratch every day. We do have an aging process that we go through, so you can have the best crust possible, because you don't want to use fresh dough all the time. Everybody's talking about fresh dough, it's fresh dough. Yes, but it's like wine. It ages beautifully with time. And that's the gluten-free, getting back to that. Basically, since we are working with flour all the time, just a little bit of the flour can get onto the gluten-free pizza. And then basically, if somebody has any kind of
reaction.
celiac problems and so forth, I can't guarantee 100% gluten-free. But I could do that in the future in regards to offering a gluten-free, but I can't just say it is going to be 100%.
You would probably be a millionaire if you could find the right ingredients to do that. Get to work on that.
Hospital environment, maybe I can work on pizza.
All right, so it seems like every year they come out with new combinations or flavors. Is there anything new for 2014 at Pacifica?
Well, my wife and I we're working on a pan pizza. A lot of our customers have been asking for that.
I'm a thin crust guy myself.
A thin crust?
Yeah.
Some people like that nice crisp. But in the area, you're starting to see a lot more pan crusts. And my wife, she's the maker on this one, and it was really delicious. We've been testing it out now. We're not just going to kick it off because we want to make sure our customers will approve of it. Because we do have some picky customers, and we want to make sure that they are happy.
Do you do tastings? Like, we just made this,
Some
and
of
have
my
a customer taste one?
customer, definitely. Everybody's my main customer.
And you tell them you want your
but like the
real
people that
reaction.
order 2 to 3 times a week, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll send something out for them just so they can try it out.
Do you say you really have to tell me if this isn't quite right because we're still tweaking it?
Yeah.
Or you want the honest
Definitely.
reaction, right?
Definitely.
So, from the time of you first think about this new recipe till it actually goes on sale, can it be weeks, months until you perfect it?
Yeah, well, since we're sole proprietors, it's a lot easier for us than, say, a big company, corporation that has to, they get their focus groups and so forth.
Because you're not doing it for the whole chain, you're just doing it for your store.
Exactly.
So you can do it fairly quickly.
Definitely. As long as it's good.
And of course it's good.
That's
It's
all that
Pacifica
matters.
Pizza.
Exactly.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. There are a number of Pacificas around the valley, but you are in the Tower District.
We're in the Tower District.
Right at Olive, near Palm.
Palm and Olive, 444 East Olive, telephone number 559-268-3494.
Okay.
And you can actually, you can reach us at pacificapizzatower.com. That way you can see our individual menu.
Can people order online yet with you guys?
Not yet, but
It's coming?
Yes, one of my other guys, licensees, we were talking, and he's interested in doing online ordering, and that's the way of the future. And we need
You deliver,
we need
don't
to
you?
keep up. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. How wide an area do you deliver?
Depending on the territory, because there is a shop over on Sean Brawley. There's also one on Chestnut and Belmont, and everybody has their
So
territory.
you're more central Fresno.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, downtown, up to like the Ashland area, but south.
You deliver all the way to downtown.
Yes.
Wow. I bet a lot of
We
attorneys'
get a
offices
lot of
and
them. Yes, we do. Definitely.
All right. Fabian, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Pacifica Pizza. Hey, everything you want on a pizza for $10.99.
Exactly.
That's a deal. That's a deal. So go see Fabian. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And if you're a local business and you would like to be on our show and promote your business, call Jeff. He's right here at our CentralValleyTalk.com studios. His number is 579-1244. And you might find yourself sitting right here with us. All right? So CentralValleyTalk.com.
This segment's brought to you by Tioga Sequoia Brewery. Central Valley Talk is fueled by Tioga Sequoia Brewery in downtown Fresno.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
Hey, my name is Chris DeVold, and I am host of one of CentralValleyTalk.com's hottest new shows, Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, where we sit around for an hour and read the Bible. No, we don't. You think with a name like Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold, that's what we're doing? No. We sit around, we talk about lewd topics, we drink beer, and I vow to bring you one local live musician every friggin' week. You can count on that. So grab your best friend, come to the studio or watch from home, and get ready to blush every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on Sex, Drugs, and Chris DeVold.
This just in. Tower District houses are selling for as little as $300 per month. If you have a job and decent credit, you can own your own home. If you can come up with a down payment, you can own a home a lot cheaper than you can rent, and your payment will never go up. Also, you could deduct most of your house payment from your income taxes. If you'd like to lock in your monthly house payment at $300 to $500 per month for the next 30 years, call Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758. Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758.
Own it all at Own a Car Fresno.
I'm the owner and CEO of Central Valley Talk. We produce live programs that broadcast 24 hours per day on the internet website, centralvalleytalk.com. If you like local talk radio, you'll love centralvalleytalk.com.
Ag is a vital part of the economy here in the Central Valley. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And if you're in the ag industry, you've probably given thought to solar. Whether you run a dairy, orchard, farm, or ranch, at Bland Solar, we can custom design a system that's perfect for your business. The fact is that in this economy, replacing high-cost utility power with solar power is a great way to improve your bottom line. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Business on CentralValleyTalk.com. And we're going to talk computers right now. Very relevant today because we were just talking. There was a huge story this morning about 2 million computer accounts were hacked, Facebook and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to talk about virus protection with Nick Jacobzak, who's a computer engineer, and he runs PC Station Incorporated. How are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm okay. When you hear about something like 2 million people affected by a computer virus, do you think, oh, this is good for business? People are going to come in now to get their virus protection?
Well, generally we don't think in terms of, hey, here's something that's going to
we hate seeing it happen.
Business in general. We don't like to see those kinds of things happen to people.
But it's reality out there.
It is reality, and it's another reminder for customers to go ahead and buy antivirus software and internet security and make sure that it's up to date. A lot of times they have it on the computer, it's installed, but they haven't updated it in over a year, so it's actually not even working anymore.
You really need to update your virus definitions, daily?
Daily is correct. Most of the antivirus tools will update automatically as long as the PC is connected to the internet.
I don't think most people realize how those virus definition programs work. Like you said, sometimes they just load it onto their computer and expect it to work on its own. You really have to monitor it and make sure it's up to date constantly.
That's correct. With most of them, you want to go in there, run your own scans about every week, and then make sure that you're not deleting files that are something that you actually need. Sometimes it does flag things that are useful and not an actual virus. So sometimes we have to determine as part of our job, whether it's a customer's picture file or a music file that they need.
Well, viruses
or
can
not.
hide in picture files, right?
And they can, actually.
Wow.
They can hide in picture files. They can hide in music files. We've got customers that download free music from the internet. And what do you
Little
know?
do they know, there's something in that free music. All right, so what other kinds of things do you do? I mean, putting on virus protection is one of the things you can do, right? But you can build a whole system from scratch.
We can build a whole system from scratch. In fact, we just got done with an 18 system order for a customer, built 18 computers.
Well, it must have been for a business, right?
For a business, yeah. So we do that. We've got colleges that we do system builds for. And we create a system image for them that is tailored only to what they do. It has their specific software on there. And that way all their machines have the same thing on them. It makes their job easier because now they don't have to buy a Dell or an HP and go and load all their programs on there and spend the time loading all the software.
They can tell you exactly what they want.
Correct. That's correct. So we put exactly what they want on there.
So what's the advantage of buying those kind of systems from you instead of going to a big box retailer and just ordering a bunch of computers?
Yeah, that's a great question. Local support is very, very relevant to a lot of our businesses and our customers.
Yeah, try to get support from the big box guys, right?
Getting support from the big box stores, a lot of times we've had customers say, oh, it's going to be 1 to 2 weeks before they even look at their computer.
But Nick, I can call right up.
You can call us right away. We answer the phone right away. You don't get some kind of automated telephone system.
You're not going to send me off to around the world to it.
That's correct. We're not going to ask you to ship the computer to us.
So do you ask, when something goes wrong, do you go out to the site and
we
take
do
care of it?
on-site repair. We can go out on site. We also do remote service. So a lot of times there's things that can be fixed without having to disconnect the computer, bring it into the store. We can remotely log in and remove a virus or install a program that's failing to install. Occasionally customers will have a program that just doesn't want to install on the system. Either it's not compatible or they're not using the right version.
Yeah.
So we can log in and determine what that is.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I think some people don't realize that you can do that. You're sitting at home on your computer. They can call you. You can log on while that person is sitting in front of their computer at home, and they can see everything that you're checking on their computer. They don't even have to take the computer into your shop, or you just do it all remotely, as you said.
That's correct. It's a very popular thing nowadays. You see a lot of TV advertisement for remote login. We don't have a big advertisement for it yet, but we do want our customers to know about it. We've made some small advertising on Facebook and Craigslist promoting the product. And it really, there's no charge for them, just for us to log in and take a quick look. If there's more details that need to be done, then we can say, hey, we're going to have to charge X amount of dollars to go ahead and repair what it is that's causing the problem.
Sure.
But yeah, the benefits of not having to bring the computer down to the shop.
Who wants to pull all those wires out and then haul it down somewhere? But all right, so when you're remotely logged on, you're not really spying on them. I mean,
that's correct. We're not spying on them. There's actually some free programs that we can use. One's called Log Me In, and we give them the information on how to get into that program, how to download it onto their computer. It only takes about a minute for them to download it, and they actually give us the password that comes up on their screen. Without that password, we would not be able to log into their system at all.
So you can't go in at any time to their computer,
that's
just when the owner of the computer says, come on in.
Yeah. Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about virus protection. We've talked about building computers from scratch. What other things do you do down there?
Well, the on-site service, I think, is pretty important. We have a lot of small businesses that they can't bring their network equipment to us. They can't bring their servers to us. So we actually go out to their site. We work on their servers, whether it be installing a new server system or just repairing whatever the relevant problem is with their network and the server itself, and maybe some of the workstations there in the office.
Now, what if I bought my computer somewhere else and had a problem? Would you still?
Oh, that's a great question. We'll work on any brand computer.
Any brand.
It can be any brand. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I didn't have to buy it from you.
You didn't have to. Yeah, you don't have to buy it from us.
If I've got the cash, you'll come out and.
Yeah, that'd be the case even with Macintosh computers. Even some customers use the Linux operating system instead of the Microsoft Windows operating system. So there are some things we can do with that as well.
Do you work at all with cell phones?
We do some work with cell phones. We do the cracked screen replacements, logic board replacements, we can get batteries for them. So there is that market. It is growing.
I mean, a cell phone is really a mini computer.
It really is.
The
a
new
mini
smartphones
computer.
do everything your home computer can do, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, the some of the phones that I have nowadays are much faster than the computer I had 7 or 8 years ago by a long shot. So it's amazing how much processing power now is built into such a small device.
It really is amazing. I mean, I don't know if you heard this morning, they announced that President Obama, the FBI will still only allow him to use a BlackBerry. He's one of the last few to be using a BlackBerry. Uh-oh, we got another one there. I don't even know what a BlackBerry looks like anymore, do you?
We see them every now and then, but yeah. It's one of those things that you don't see that often. You hear a lot about iPhones and all the new Android phones that are out. I mean, gosh, there's I don't know how many different models of Android phones on the market nowadays, and BlackBerry is one of those things that you just don't hear much talk about anymore.
Which is kind of sad, because they were a big, huge company for years.
Oh, yeah, very huge. And in fact, PDAs were real common at one point, which the cell phones have completely annihilated the PDA market.
No kidding, no kidding. All right, so if you're sitting at home and your computer's not working right, maybe this is the guy you want to call, so tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few ways to get a hold of us.
Online, I'll bet.
Online at www.pcstationinc.com.
No dots in there at all?
No
PC Station
dots.
Inc.
PCStationinc.com. It's got our phone number, which is 559-221-0888.
Okay.
We've got our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/PC Station Inc. That's another way.
And that's INC, not INK, right?
Yeah, INC, yeah. And then email, you can email me. It's pretty easy. It's just nick@pcstationinc.com. I'll answer your questions through there. We'll send a tech out on site if you want somebody to come out and visit your location, whether it's a business or a home.
Well, look at that. There's 20 different ways you can get a hold of Nick. Nick Jacobzak from Computer or PC Station Inc. Thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. And we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com